and a real Stephen King move, since we're happy here. I'm going to bring it back the other way. And this is
Yes,
a question
definitely.
I thought about. So, what he talks about, okay, is that, he sees Chris, Gordy sees Chris, and they remain friends, for the most part for the rest of their lives, even though there's like a 10-year gap, they say, that he hadn't seen him, and that's at the time that Chris passes away. With the other two friends, with Teddy and with Vern, he said they just kind of faded away. And he talked about how friends just come in and out like busboys. And I thought about that. And I thought, well, if this story happened now, would Gordy have been on Facebook trying to connect with him? And I'm thinking he probably would have. But this is the weird part. Would that have been good? Or if you have this wonderful memory of your friend from a long time ago, and everybody changes, when they get older, is it better just to have this wonderful memory?
It's a good question. And I think it probably depends on the person, it depends on the friend,
Yeah.
and what's changed about them over the years. I mean, I do think that, we haven't gone to, well, you might have, but I haven't gone to any of my class reunions or anything. I have kept in touch on social media with people I went to high school with and things, but it is different to just see what somebody's life turned out to be versus what you knew them as. And I'm not saying that it's always this negative thing, because sometimes it's not.
No.
Sometimes you see somebody who really blossomed. I can think of somebody in particular who kind of always seemed a little bit lost when we were growing up and didn't seem like he had much idea of what he wanted to do. And then he grew up and he became very successful in a very niche kind of a way. And from what he's not on social media, but I understand he's very happy, with what he does, and that's awesome. But, there's other people who, got married really early and kind of faded out, and you don't really know what happened to them,
Yeah.
or, people who became parents early and things like this that I couldn't really relate to because maybe I was going to school instead. And, I'm probably, if it wasn't for the fact that my mom still lives in the place where I went to high school, and she actually teaches at my old high school now, that's kind of the only link I really even have to that place anymore. And if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be the mysterious person that people are like, well, whatever happened to Georgia? Because I'm not there. So, I went off and I lived in Massachusetts for 11 years, and now I've lived in California for 11 years. And, you know, I think that there's things like that happen, and you always do kind of wonder. And now it's much easier to find out
Mm-hmm.
than it ever was
Yeah.
before. But yeah, sometimes you don't want to know. Sometimes you wish you didn't know.
It's
I
weird.
mean, I've found out much later that somebody I knew died, had been gone for years,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. It's difficult because then you have to try to process that now when it's something that happened years ago, and it's difficult in that respect. So, yeah.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, this is a really big question that's posed in this, and I don't think we could fully understand the weight of it until we got older. And again, that just shows you how many amazing layers there are in this story.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love this thing.